Okay, we're back to hopefully finish this save file. So hopefully that's what we're going to do tonight. Hopefully we can finish it. If not, we'll just do episode 7. We'll see how the night goes. But that's the plan, is to at least get episode 7 done. Maybe 8. I mean, 8's not super long, so depending on time, we might go with it, but we'll see. I will wait just a little bit before I start episode 7. Mecca, how are you doing tonight? Also, thank you for referring a fellow person of yours by the chef. They followed, so I appreciate you recommending the channel to other people. So I do appreciate that. But hopefully you're doing well tonight. We're basically going to do episode 7. Yes, the great Stormy Chef. Yes, thank you. But the plan for tonight is to do episode 7, at least, if not finish slide 2 completely, and then at some point we'll do slide 3. But I wanted to wait in case any of you wanted to stop in before I started episode 7, in case you wanted to be here for it. So, but this will be the last stream of the week until Sunday, because I will be away. Wednesday night through Saturday night I will not be able to stream, so I'm going to do this tonight, and then I'll be back Sunday with something. I'm not sure what I have planned for Sunday yet. I'll probably go back and forth between this game and the baseball game I was playing last night. Back and forth, but again, I appreciate you recommending it to them. Thank you. I'm over my goal of 100 now, so again, it's super appreciative. Let's see. I'm going to wait. Like I said, I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes to see if anybody else stops in before I start episode 7. And then we'll get started with that. Then at some point, once we get this save file done, I'll go back to my 100% file and continue getting all that loot that I challenged myself to get. Because I do want to get 100 of each one on that 100% file. It reminds me, I haven't gotten any of the bottles on this save file except for very few. I probably should do that, but we'll figure it out. Such a good episode, though. Episode 6 and 7 are my favorite in the game. For one, I just love the way the design is of the hub worlds. 2, they're snow maps, so snow maps have my natural love to begin with. John Bassan is he's just such a great enemy in the game. Let me see. Let me check something real quick. And again, Mecca, I do apologize since I'm on console that the channel rewards don't come up because I'm not using a capture card. It's just so much simpler for me to stream right from a console than hooking up to a capture card and everything else. So any console-based games, the points won't show up on the screen or play. But anytime I'm on PC, which I can make sure people know that, which most of my regular people who have stopped in here who have followed me for such a very long time, they kind of know. But anybody new like yourself, and if you join, I'll definitely make sure you know that the points will actually be able to be redeemed and play, and so long and so forth. That. I might just get into episode 7 relatively soon, because I do want to see if I can't complete the game. I mean, I don't like rushing the game, obviously, but I might just start episode 7 now. I do have one of my other friends. They might stop in tonight. They said they were going to. I guess I call them friends. I call anybody that I get close with, streamer people. I consider most of them friends, depending on how long I know them. But anyway, I think Rachel said that she was going to stop in. I don't know if Emily's going to stop in. I know Eli and Mike probably will stop in and say hi. Tyler probably will on his lunch break. A few of them. Okay, let's start. Let's just start episode 7.
Things just weren't right up in Canada. Random acts of violence were popping up like weeds, and the Northern Lights, well, they just weren't right. One night they'd be brighter than ever, and the next, gone. In Nunavut Bay, I overheard talk between Jean Bisson and his mysterious partner Arpeggio. Somehow, those two are behind it all. Tracking the source of the disturbance was easy. By simply following the lights, we were led north to an immense lumber camp. The sheer number of fallen trees advertised Jean Bisson's presence and that he was in possession of the clockwork talons. Pythivius Raccoonus makes numerous references to the talons slicing through plates of steel. A skilled lumberjack like Bisson could clear a forest in hours while wielding the artifacts. Those talons have got to go, both to finally do away with clockwork and to save the environment from his twisted sense of progress. The world just doesn't need to make space for another strip mall.
This is probably my most played. He said about he wants to stop John Bisson. He said we don't need another strip mall, is what he said. If that's what you're talking about.
Okay, so here's what we know. One, Arpeggio's blip is on its way to pick up a battery from Jean Bisson. And two, the only way we'll get a crack at Arpeggio's clockwork brain is by finding a way to sneak aboard his blip.
But before we do that, we'll need to snag the clockwork talons off John.
I don't think he said ladies, did he?
We've got a lot to accomplish.
True, but first things first. This lumber camp isn't on any of my maps. I need you to poke around and take some recon photos. They'll help to get my sensors oriented.
No problem. Recon photos, I got covered.
In anticipation of the icy climate, I took the liberty of modifying your cave. It can now separate into 2 smaller caves, useful for ice climbing. Try ascending to the top of that sheet of ice. Just jump and hit the circle button to dig in.
And what was I saying? Oh yeah. So this is probably my most played hub world. In throughout the story and in just like free running around, this is definitely my most played. It's my favorite one.
It's good to see my Kane upgrade perform so well in the field. Now scout the area. I could really use the reconnaissance.
Okay, what do we got? We got the saws, the bear, John Bisson's house, and the boat. All right.
This place is bear country, all right. Interesting. He's putting out a slight radio signature.
We'll get to that point later. Yeah, I don't think he said ladies, but as many times I've ever played this game in my life, I can't say I ever remembered Sly saying ladies.
Those saw blades look particularly old. I guess this logging camp has been around for a while.
Oh shit. Alright, let's get to his house. I wish you could have gone inside it. You know, like how you could get into the cabin that he was in episode 6. I would have loved to have been able to, like, go inside his house and, like, take recon photos or something inside. Oh, I'm too close.
John Bison's house. The lair of the beast. The den of evil. The epicenter of ecological destruction.
Oh shit.
Fascinating. My sensors detect a Wi-Fi link to that boat. It must be piloted by computer. Okay, that should do it. Now for the real point
Now
of
we gotta get to the lighthouse.
head for that lighthouse and try to find a way to sneak in.
That's one thing I am glad that even after the missions, you're still able to go into the lighthouse. That's one thing I've liked about these games, especially to where there's so many other like little areas that you could go into, like in missions, that you can continue to keep going back to. I don't think 3 had. I don't think 3 had any of those that you could like go back into after you've been inside of missions. I think 2 definitely made use of that.
That's the battery charger, but where's the battery Arpeggio's coming to pick up? Just looking at that spinner makes
Barely got it in frame. That's one thing that was always difficult as a kid to get a picture of that thing.
I was right. The entrance is barred from the inside. Might as well get a shot of old Jean Bisson. Oh, Sly, listen in. He's mumbling to himself.
Come on, John. You got it in you. Those lumberjack games need some more competition, eh? What would attract the participants? Bullseye! I'll post the Clockwork Talons as a trophy. That should bring in the competition. Although, who am I kidding, eh? I'm gonna win just like every other year. Oh, it's tough being this tough. It sure is, yeah.
Head back to the St.
I love John Bisson.
Talk about these lumberjack games. Well, guys, Jean Bisson has unknowingly thrown down the gauntlet. With the Clockwork Talons as a trophy, we'd be fools not to participate in his lumberjack games. Unfortunately, due to frequent avalanches, a log chopping guide was frozen in a wall of ice not far from our position. Sly, you're in charge of acquiring the book. I'm sure it will prove invaluable. Now, we're all aware that Arpeggio's blimp is coming to pick up another battery. To sneak aboard without incident, I'd recommend we pull a Trojan horse and stow away inside the battery. However, the location of the device is still a mystery. We need some inside information. So, working together, you two will infiltrate the Moose Guard's secret RC Combat Club. Those guys all work in the lighthouse. If you win the battle, I'm sure they'll talk. Despite his antique mind, Jean Bisson's no fool. To keep tabs on him, we'll need to bug his house, steal the radio tags off local bears, and then jerry-rig them into a sensor array. It's a challenging set of tasks, and that blimp's on its way. Let's get to work.
So I have a bit of an excuse me. So there could be a bit of a problem. One thing I did not realize is there is a storm coming. So let's just hope that it doesn't knock power out. And let's say the power does go out and the stream ends. That's pretty unfortunate. I didn't even look at the weather. So let's just hope that power doesn't go out. But if it does, I'll have to come back live, but we'll see. Amy, I see that you're live, dude. I should have waited, because then I could have joined your chat. But hopefully you're having fun on Rocket League. But yeah, there's... damn, I wish I should have looked at that before I went live. So yeah, let's just say... I don't know if I'm going to have to end or not at some point, earlier than I would like to. But let's just hope that the storm doesn't take power out. So I guess we'll just play until something occurs. And like I said, if it does go out, I will have to wait till it's over to come back. So what do we got? We got Murray. That's all Grizzle Face, right? That's RC Combat Club. Laser Reach, Bear Cave, Laser, RC Combat. Yeah, that kind of annoys me now that storm's approaching, and I didn't even look at that. Yeah. Well, let's just hope it breaks up enough to where it's not going to affect us. Let's do Murray's first. I thought I hit that before it closed. This was always like one of the... At least when I was younger, it was a very difficult mission to do. I think sometimes it still takes me a time or two, but...
Rumor has it that several off-duty guards meet in that cabin for an RC Combat Club.
This is going to be great. I haven't been in any RC combat since that job with Hold in Istanbul. It was awesome.
Those guards will never never let you into the combat club without a disguise. That old moosehead should do the trick. Only there's no way for you to get up there. Hide out in this barrel while I send in Sly to steal the head.
I don't even know how Murray fits in the barrel. I'm just gonna be honest.
Sly, if you can get the stuffed moosehead without being detected, Murray should be able to join the RC Combat Club without raising any suspicion.
I can't pass up a loot when I see it. I have to take it. I must feel obligated to take it. I just hope it doesn't, like, cut off. Now I'm worried about that. Because I just started to.
Murray, heads up.
Like the guards didn't just hear Sly yelled at. Especially the one up there.
Hey, fellas. Any of you guys think you can beat the the moose? Maybe put a bet on it.
Oh, I'm in, eh? I ain't got a lot of money for this wager, but there's no way I'd lose to a new guy like you, huh?
Alright, let's see what we can do with this RC. I'm not the best with this controls, but
Take some skill to control. Steer with the left analog stick and hold down the X button for gas. After you collect the fallen ammo, press the square button to fire its turret. Here's a pro tip. You can only aim the turret while you're stopped.
oh shit. Okay, the steering's a little wonky. I gotta get used to it again. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. The steering. Yeah. The steering kind of fucks me up. I haven't done this in a while. I don't know why when I turn left it wants to go right. That makes no sense. Trying to get far enough away from him to where I can actually stop and fire. Pick up this ammo. What? Really? I didn't have all that ammo? Come on, quit flipping me. Oh my god. Okay. Well, Mike, don't be in the chat if you're at the hospital, dude. Like, get yourself fixed. I hope you're okay, though. You messed up your ankle? Well, why are you in here when you're in the hospital, dude? You don't need to be in here. Go take care of yourself. I hope you're alright. Like, you don't need to be in the chat when you're at the hospital, man. Shit. Some dipshit dropped a heavy box on your foot? Well, like I said, I hope you get yourself back to, health. There we go. We had to get him stuck. What the? Okay, we gotta get some more, Well, Mike, I hope your ankle recovers, but like I said, you don't need to be in the chat if you're at the hospital, man. There we go.
But I ain't got no money.
I mean, I appreciate you stopping in here, but you don't need to be in here, man.
Depends on what?
On whether or not you know the location of the Northern Light battery.
Oh, well, I guess I owe you.
Mike, that's pretty true from what you've said before. But really, like, you don't take... Oh, of course I ran underneath... But yeah, hopefully your ankle gets back to good health, dude. But, I mean, like I said, I appreciate you being in here, but don't feel obligated to when you're literally at the hospital. Like, my stream is the least of your concerns, or at least it should be the least of your concerns. Alright, that took way too longer than I thought that it needed to go. Fucking the steering... Well, what happens is it doesn't stay behind the tank, so when it goes to the front of the tank, the steering's fucked up. Oh, Jesus. I also feel rushed now because I'm trying to beat the storm out. Because I really don't want the stream to end and then having to start back up, because then that just might make me say fuck it and not come back if it goes off. Let's do the bear cave, I think, next.
I'm always up for bugging someone's home.
The first step is crawling into that bear cave and stealing the goods.
I'm on it.
Let's get into the bear cave. I think the HD collection, it had an issue with this mission specifically, to where if you did crackle the ice, it would like freeze the game.
Have all been tagged in their mouths. You'll have to sneak up and pickpocket it while they're yawning.
Sounds safe.
Stay clear of the thin, crackly ice. Walking on it is sure to wake the bears.
I'll keep that in mind.
The funny thing is, I never got past episode 3 on the PS2, so I never really completed the rest of the game until I did get the PS3 HD collection. because my PS2 disc would stop reading. It would freeze on the cutscene of the end of episode 3. So I never really ever got to finish it on the original platform, like on the PS2. I do like this little like improvement, the fact that you can climb up ice. When I first saw that, I was like, man, that's so cool.
Only you could have pulled that off. Head outside and I'll fill you in on the next step.
See, the hook didn't do what I wanted it to do. I don't know why I'm struggling right now. I think, again, I feel like I'm being rushed because of the weather. And I got on late. But like I said, there could be a good chance I will have to end before the storm shows up, depending on what it looks like. If it looks like it's going to be pretty rough, I'm not going to have a choice.
Only you could have pulled that off.
I'm going to try going back this way, because that hook never seems to do what it needs to do. Oh, I almost landed on that piece of ice. Yeah, that's easier. Alright, finally we're out of here. But yeah, I don't know, Micah, I don't know if you've been hearing what I've been saying. But I'm hoping I don't have to end, but I can't rule it out with what's coming.
You have to place the radio transmitters in precise locations around Jean Bissont's base of operations.
Seems easy enough.
Once you're in position, hit the circle button to place the transmitter.
Okay, so we gotta go up there now. Sonic. I do like those emotes that you put in there. Yeah, let's just hope the weather stays okay enough for me not to have to end. Man, that pisses me off. You shared a live stream on Blue Sky? That's a new social media thing, right? Well, thank you. I do appreciate you sharing and like, recommending. I super appreciative of that. And you don't even have to do that. You're doing it because you want to. There we go. So we got one there.
Lumberjack team managed to clear cut 128 acres of forest. Not bad considering they had to kill all them badgers to do it, eh?
Are you saying about your Twitch name?
Bless their hearts, those boys chopped down 211 acres. Y'all hear that? 211 acres of progress. Almost brings a tear to my eye. I think about how much wilderness.
Oh, that was probably bad timing.
Good work, fellas. Not long till we can start putting up those track homes. Yeah.
So we got two more. We got one over there. We got two of both of them was over there. Oh, Blue Sky, the social media should have a better name. That is an interesting name for a social media platform. Like, what's it like? What's Blue Sky like similar to where I would be able to understand it? It's the butterfly. I'd have to do research on it, I guess, and see what it actually is. Because, like I said, like I think I've told you the other time, I've never heard of it. It's a Twitter/X clone. Okay. And hell, I never really had Twitter or X either, but I get the idea of it. But again, I thank you for that. That's one thing that any of you, the longer you're in here, while people make comments, that's fair. That's one thing. If you're in here long enough, you will definitely understand of how of an appreciative person I am when people do things to help me out. People that have been here for a very long time, like Mike and Eli and Choosy and Rox and Tyler, and also can link your Twitch account. Oh, okay. They all understand, and they know how much of an appreciative person I am. So anybody that does help, I will definitely, you will know a lot of the time, because I say my appreciation a lot. So we got the laser read. Is that the first three missions we do? That, and then it's the slideshow again? Wow. I didn't realize I was moving through this that quickly. I thought I saw. When you're live on Blue Sky, people will know you're live with a red. Oh, yeah. Kind of like how Twitch can be, where it'll have like the little red dot and stuff when you're live. Okay. So it's very similar with that. Got it. Kind of like, yeah, that's what I thought.
What appears to be an ancient guide to log chopping that might be useful for the lumberjack games. Unfortunately, it's frozen deep in an ice wall.
How are we supposed to get to it? Wait for more global warming?
That industrial laser is used to cut through petrified logs. If it could be bounced out that window, with your help, I should be able to harness its energy to melt the ice wall and free the bug.
How do I redirect that thing?
There should be a switch on the other side of this wall. Throw it and then head outside.
One thing I never understood with this game specifically is when you come back into this area, like after the mission is over, like in free run or whatever you want to call it, it'll glitch out to where it'll reset this mission and reset the rest of the game. I don't know why or how that ever, why it has that issue. But that's why I always end up, unfortunately, avoiding coming back in here, because it does reset. A good bit of the time, it resets the game from this point onward.
Attention all you fellas working the sawmill. Make sure you keep a steady watch. A prowler's been spotted. We can't none afford to have anything happen to our log cutting equipment. Particularly that laser-type saw blade. We're gonna need it once we get to them old oaks up near Lookout Mountain. But hey, you know, you should still enjoy yourself, eh? I mean, how many people get to cut down forests for a living? Oh, you all are lucky. Don't ever forget that.
You've done it! The laser's been redirected out the window.
Spider-Man villain? This probably went over my head.
Now to get that laser pointed at the ice wall, you'll need to alter its direction with the crystals I put in your pouch.
I see. I just walk to where the laser stops, place a crystal, and it'll bounce the beam to a new position. That log chopping book is as good as ours.
You said Prowler? Is that a Spider-Man enemy? I'm sorry, I'm not like super familiar with like all the Spider-Man like history and like enemies and such. Even though I have 3 Spider-Man games that I need to play at some point. Both a villain and another villain is villain with his uncle with Miles. Okay. Because the games that I have that are Spider-Man, I have it's called Spider-Man for the PS4. He's a lesser used Spider-Man villain? Oh, okay. But I got that, I got Miles Morales, and I have Spider-Man 2. I have not played any of those 3, but I would like to play them at some point. Shares the title. The 90s see, Tyler would probably know. I never watched the 90s cartoon. The Sony cartoon movies? I'm learning a bunch of stuff. A lot of stuff I didn't even know. The original stopped being a villain. Oh. Okay. We gotta go back over there now. Miles is also the Prowler in another universe. Seems like there's a lot going on with the story plot with all that. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get most. I would like to finish the game tonight, but that's all weather permitting. Hell, this episode's weather permitting. They also have a Japanese TV show made in the 70s. Really? I didn't know Spider-Man was had a Japanese show called. I don't even want to butcher that word. I definitely 100% would probably end up butchering. It's by the same people who made Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. I've heard of DBZ. I have not heard of Sailor Moon. Where am I going? Oh yeah, up here. Duh. Oh, I just fucked up. Okay. I lost my train of thought of where I was at. I was like, fuck. What? How did that not? What the hell is going on? Japanese Spider-Man has a robot in the show? Interesting. I don't know too many Spider-Man. Like, I don't know much about it in general. I mean, I know very few things.
Stand clear, Sly. Something else is coming out of the deep freeze. I've never seen such a majestic creature. So full of life, so ready to live. So much for that.
They called him Spider-Man? I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Cheer up, pal. We got the log chopping guide.
After reading through the log chopping guide, it's become painfully clear that to win in the lumberjack games, we'll have to cheat.
We'll have to
I've
cheat.
constructed a plan that hinges around us acquiring an eagle's egg, which is more difficult than you'd think. First, Murray needs to lure a bear into taking out the local oil mains. Once destroyed, the pressurized oil should ignite and create updrafts, which Sly will then use to paraglide over to the eagle's nest, grab an egg, and then head back to the safe house. Thanks to Murray's undercover work in the RC Combat Club, we've learned that the Northern Light Battery is hidden in a silo nearby. The battery needs some serious modification if we're going to hide inside it to sneak onto Arpeggio's blimp. First, we'll short the battery with grapple lines on local boats. Then, we'll all break into the lighthouse and sever the power flow to the battery. That way it won't recharge. Given my electrical engineering background, this plan has a 97% chance of success. Pretty good, huh?
That's how the Japanese people called him with the accents? Okay. I guess that would make sense. I don't know if I said that right, but I'm assuming it's Spider-Man. God, I'm probably butchering that so much. Are those really the only 3 other missions we gotta do yet? Why does this episode go so quick? I don't get it. I guess when I'm focused on the missions, these episodes do go quick. Old Grizzle Face. Yeah, let's do that first. Is that lightning? Do the faster ones. Oh. I really hope my power doesn't go out, but they're... Ooh. Mecha, I'm just going to warn you now. I might have to cut this off and let the storm go through so my PS5 doesn't get fried. There is a storm coming through, and I really don't want something to happen. want to raid someone first. I thought about it. I've only been live for 15 minutes, but I don't know how long this storm's gonna last. Especially if there's lightning, I do not want my PS5 to, have an issue. I should have checked the weather before I even went live, or else I would have just. I'm gonna have to pause this. I mean, we can join my other friend who plays Sly Cooper. She's live. I mean, we could go over to her. Mecca, I don't. Let me pause this. So I don't know what time it'll be over, and if it's too late, I probably won't be back. I can't take the risk, with lightning and stuff. I don't want to risk my PS5 having an issue. So what we could do, we could just go raid one of my friends real quick. And if the storm's relatively fast, I could be back live. If it takes a little bit longer, I probably will not be back until Sunday. But we can jump over to my one friend here. Typically, I mean, I don't raid all the time. It's only if I have a couple friends live. Yeah, we can go over and join her real quick if you'd like. Let's do that. And like I said, if for whatever reason the storm is a lot longer than I would like it to, I'll be back on Sunday then. Unfortunately, I just can't take the risk. So yeah, we'll go over to Emily.